Good evening. Tonight, we are following a very specific signal which is coming through a lot of noise. Everyone is very painfully aware about the Bengaluru story. The traffic, the rents, the crowding, the sense that the city is unfortunately bursting at its seams, which of course brings us to move away as far as that narrative is concerned. And there is a move which has been made by the Karnataka government, which tries to answer a very simple question. Is there meaningful technology growth beyond the outer ring road? And of course, here's the headline. 1.93 crore rupees is released, mind you, not announced or earmarked, but released. The recipient is Vertex Managed Workspace, and the location is Mangaluru. The Department of Electronics, IT and BT is calling this a win for its Beyond Bengaluru push. Minister Priyank Kharge has described it as a milestone. KDEM frames it more as an ecosystem coordination. But we at Front Page are looking at this slightly differently. We see it more as a test of whether policy can actually move work, talent, and confidence beyond one city, and whether India's tech story can finally spread out without eroding. And of course, that is the story tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at how this is supposed to work out. KDEM, the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, describes this as a push focused on growth and follow-through. The idea isn't to announce new hubs, it's actually to make sure that they actually are functioning. The roles are very clearly split. The government sets the rules and incentives. Private companies put up the space and the facilities. The grant helps reduce early risk. Enterprises see activity, not just intent. Hiring begins. If it holds, a local cluster starts to form. It's a very simple sequence. Policy, infrastructure, jobs, everything in the right order. But the real question is far simpler. Does that sequence hold once it meets deadlines, budgets, and of course, the real hiring decisions? Now, of course, for the numbers. The minister says Mangaluru isn't just starting from scratch. That's true. There are already more than 10 global capability centers in place. Over 1 million square feet of grade A office space is under construction. And in the last 24 months, 40 plus companies have set up operations. Together, they have created around 8,000 jobs. The grant recipient, Vertex, says it, currently supports 2,250 professionals and plans to scale it to 6,000 seats. That, of course, looks very, very serious expansion. And the ambition does not stall here. It actually goes further. The IT-BT secretary has put a number on it. These clusters are expected to contribute close to 10% of Karnataka's digital economy GDP within 5 years, indicating those as the stakes. So the question now isn't whether the intent is there. That's there. It is how the state plans to turn this momentum into something durable. The logic, as we know, is shifting. The old logic was talent chases investment. We move to the city where the jobs are. We've all done it. The new logic is actually investment chases talent. The jobs move to where we are. This is why the state is throwing incentives at the wall. Relocation incentives, 50,000 rupees per employee for firms expanding beyond the capital. And they're, of course, assigning identities to these cities like they are characters in a video game. Mysuru, the semiconductor hub, Mangaluru, Hubli, Dharwad, Kalaburgi, Shivamoga. Well, it is rare in Indian policy. Usually, we see everything everywhere all at once. Karnataka is trying specialization plus distribution. Now, of course, we are at that point of the story where we have to address the elephant in the server room, which is, 1.93 crore rupees. Is it enough to build a city which will rival Bengaluru? The short answer, no, not at all. It's actually pocket change for a tech giant. It's more like a rounding error for a unicorn. But I feel we should not measure it from that standpoint. Yes, we know it's not enough to build the building, but it might just be enough to unlock the cycle, which of course means the real test is here, which is if this grant helps Vertex scale quickly, If those 6,000 seats are filed by real teams, well, and if those teams stay, then Karnataka gets what actually matters. Proof that this model works. Because capital, as we know, follows trust, and trust follows execution. But if this pauses just as an announcement, then well, it's just another good headline. And we have, of course, all seen those so many times in the past. So I guess the real metric isn't the size of the grant. It is actually the conversion rate. So as you know, we have covered the broader policy push before on front page. But for now, the focus is Mangaluru. And what takes shape once the excitement of this announcement dies down. Please, of course, tell us what you think in the comments below. Is the course the next tech story, or does Bengaluru still dominate? This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.